Xenobots, machine-animal hybrids. What is a machine-animal hybrid? Is this a Xenobot? What about this? How about these? Did you know that a team of researchers in the US took stem cells from an aquarium frog and manipulated and programmed it using an AI to create an unholy fusion of flesh and technology capable of self-healing and reproduction? And just exactly how fucked are we? All this and more on In the Xenobots. Scientists in the United States have created the first living robots, known as Xenobots. These Xenobots were created from stem cells of African clawed frogs and put under certain lab conditions to become new independent organisms. Instead of being true machine-animal hybrids, these are a programmable organism entirely made of flesh and blood. No metal, no wires, no mechanical components at all. These squishy robot frog orbs are less than a millimeter wide, and they're capable of movement, working in groups, and even self-healing. These possibly world-ending programmable globules were first unveiled in 2020, and now the scientists behind it have come forward and said that their creations have found an entirely new form of biological reproduction, different from any other plant and animal on Earth. A quote from the guy who has a piece of paper saying he's smart at bio and also was the co-lead author of this research: frogs have a way of reproducing that they normally use, but when you liberate the cells from the rest of the embryo and you give them a chance to figure out how to be in a new environment, not only do they figure out a new way to move, but they also figure out apparently a new way to reproduce. If I understand what Mad Science Man is saying correctly, these frogs have figured out an entirely new way to fuck. We are all gonna die! The researchers use stem cells from the frogs because stem cells are highly adaptable, not yet specialized cells that can develop into numerous different cell types. Fuck you, car! Why are everybody use the street? Eat my dick. They scraped these cells out and left them to incubate. There was no genetic manipulation involved in the experiment. Sounds like a big missed opportunity. These frog bots started out as initially sphere-shaped and were made from around 3,000 cells. They could rarely self-replicate using a process called kinetic replication. This process occurs often at the molecular level, but it's never been observed on the level of an organism as advanced as an entire cell. With the help of AI, the researchers have trial and errored billions of body shapes to make the Xenobots as effective as possible in their replication. Because what could possibly go wrong, you dumb primate fuck? They came up with a Pac-Man shape, and the Xenobots developed a strategy of gathering hundreds of cells in their quote-unquote mouth, and then turning the cells into new Xenobots in a violation of every hive mind sci-fi movie copyright. While the AI did technically program these Xenobots, they didn't do it in the traditional method of programming. It shaped and sculpted the bots into their current C-shape, like those bonsai kittens when you grow them in a jar and then they're shaped like a little cube. While it may not seem obvious, the shape of the Xenobots affect their behavior in a very notable way. For instance, the gathering and use of other cells in the divot for the creation of other Xenobots. The Xenobots are a very primitive technology. Think a 1940s computer, or the original smartphone, or a hand crank vibrator. They don't yet have many practical applications. However, this could be used in a myriad of tasks in the body and the ecosystem. They could collect microplastics in the ocean, or inspect the environment to maintain its health, or even go into your butt to get that thing that was too deep even for doctors to get out. While the process of self-replicating biotechnology could spark concern because the idea of a million frog Pac-Man robots dissolving me into nothing to create more frog Pac-Man robots is absolutely terrifying and will never leave my nightmares, the researchers said that the living machines were entirely contained in a lab and easily extinguished, as they are biodegradable and regulated by ethics experts. So basically, the only thing that they can even attempt to reassure us and justify this shit with is that it's still in the box. Whoops. I guess all the frog robots are dangerous now that the glass is broken. It wasn't dangerous before. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to like, comment, subscribe with all notifications enabled so I know you want more sciencey videos. If this type of video does well, that's why I know people want more. Okay, more.